This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, who's opening up? Brian, you doing it this day?
Okay. Yeah, sure, I can do it.
So we'll let
Hello.
David go real quick just because he's going to have to leave, Brian.
All right, no problem.
David, you got the floor.
Oh, sorry. Sorry. Yeah, sorry. I'm David. Hugo and Danielle. I'm not sure we've met before, but I think I've met everyone else at least once. So yeah, I was diagnosed with RMC in 2021, and I'm, thank the Lord, cancer free. According to the CT scans that I've had, my next one is due in August. So in June, July, August, 3 months' time. It's always a worrying thing. So that's the next thing on my RMC journey currently. Unfortunately, I'm many hours ahead of you guys. And yeah, as I said before, it's nearly 10 past 1 a.m. here. And the reason my camera is off is only because I'm in bed, um, literally lying in bed. So that's why. And it's lovely to see you all, as always. But I can't stay much longer because I have to get up for work in about 6 and a bit hours.
Well, nice to meet you, David, and thank you for sharing your journey. Um, hopefully, you continue staying cancer free, and um, yeah, wish you all the
Thanks,
best.
Hugo. Thanks a lot. So what's oh, sorry, I'm not invigilating, but yeah, I'd love to know more about you guys.
You want to start? Well, I'm Hugo. I mean, I'm Ethan's dad. Our journey started sometime last year. Actually, around this time, we were learning about his diagnosis. Actually, it might actually even be today or tomorrow. We had learned that it was much more worse than we anticipated. Um, we when he was in the hospital around this time, we didn't even know what it was. We at that point were being told um, it might be some infectious disease. We were just recently, traveling in Latin America, and we were just wondering what this illness was. And it took a couple hospitals to finally, get to the nitty gritty and understanding what it was. And long and behold, it was not only, renal cancer, but it was RMC, which at the time, we didn't know what it was. We just knew it was a cancer, but we didn't know it was the cancer for Reno, and it was definitely a very scary experience for us to learn, and being told um, just a lot of things that I just don't want to reiterate. But it was definitely a very scary experience for us. But we've been on this journey with Ethan now for the year, and you know, he's been doing well. He's been tolerating chemo, with some radiation, and there are his days where he's off, right after chemo or even that day of chemo, and after that he's back to himself. But he's strong, and we're here to support him. And as his father, I just want to make sure that he has sort of everything that he has available to him to fight this, and we're gonna fight this as much as we can. Um, from what we understand, his current treatment has been great. Um, some of the sites that were sort of bright in the MRIs are now sort of diminished and very sort of tough to identify. And so, we're just going to hope and pray that we continue down this path. But um, yeah, I mean, that's really our journey, or Ethan's journey. And, we're just trying to support him as much as we can.
Thanks for sharing. Thanks very much for sharing that. Sorry to say to you at the beginning, first meeting you, that I'm going to have to leave early. But yeah, thanks so much for sharing that. How old is Ethan?
He's 17.
Oh well, okay.
You want to share anything else?
No, just his last scans about 2 months ago showed that his newest treatment was responding well. Like Hugo said,
Good.
cancerous sites were shrinking and some were disappearing. So that was really good news. And we're just hoping
Yeah.
that continuing on this treatment can help him be cancer free.
Well, my thoughts and prayers will be with him. Okay.
Thank you, David. And to you as well.
Thank you so much.
Anyone?
Hey, Brian, you can open the meeting up.
And you're muted.
Let's try this again. Hi, everybody. Welcome to our May 2025 RMC meeting.
Wow.
Glad everybody was able to join today. My name is Brian. Been an RMC patient since 2021. But yeah, welcome everybody. I guess we can go around the room real quick and see if anyone has any news. Ashley, we'll start with you. Anything for the group?
Hi everybody. I did my 6th treatment 2 weeks ago, and that was my last scheduled treatment until I talk to my doctors again to see the next game plan. That's going to be on the 20th. And this Friday, I do another scan of my chest because that's where my cancer is. It went to my lungs, so they're gonna do another chest scan on me to see. It was shrinking a lot the last scan. I believe maybe I told you guys I had a scan coming up the last time we spoke, but the news is that it was major shrinkage. Like a lot, they showed me the before lung and like the current, and like it really was like a major difference. So I'm just hoping to keep going in that direction. And that's pretty much it. I'm extremely nervous on what's next because I'm not getting a treatment this month. So it's just like, like, what does this mean? Or how am I going to feel next month? Like, I'm honestly kind of scared. It's like, without it, what's going to happen? Or, it's just a lot of what ifs or, yeah. So I'm
Yeah.
just hoping and praying that I have better news to tell you guys next month when we talk. And hopefully they have a game plan for me going forward. And another thing, my doctor is transferring to Piedmont. So I have to get a new doctor. So I'm scared of that because, I don't know this person. I've, built a relationship with the doctor that I have now. So it's one of those things.
Ashley, have your doctors been in contact with Dr. Masal at all?
Well, I don't know if they are still in contact, but they did get in contact with them when I was first trying to go to MD Anderson, but my insurance, they turned me down for that. And I tried to do appeal and they turned me down again. So I'm not sure what to do. I'm trying to go back to the drawing board. It's extremely expensive. Like the lady was telling me, just to get my kidney um from here to Texas is gonna be about $4,000 to $5,000 just for them to look at it. So I was like, oh, okay. To be honest, I didn't even know they still had my kidney. So that kind of like, freaked me out too. I'm like, oh, you still have the kidney? Like, okay. My kidney's just
So
out there, not well.
Ashley, if a doctor requests it, it shouldn't cost you anything. So if you get Dr. Masal or somebody else to request that kidney, it shouldn't cost you anything. Usually, if you request it yourself, you might get some expense, but I would say try to get Dr. Masal to ask the hospital for that kidney so they can take a look at it.
Okay. Thank you. Because I honestly, I don't know, the insurance stuff and like how all that everything works, especially with him being out of state. But that's just what they were telling me. But I'll definitely, I guess, get in contact with him myself and see what I can do with him. Because I'm just kind of like the middleman right now, talking to my doctors and having them talk to him is kind of like a train of,
Right, right. And I
yeah.
think if you need any help with that also, I think Richie should be able to help too. But definitely have Dr. Masal reach out, do that, because that's a doctor requesting it, not you. The insurance feels very differently about that. But I really empathize with your struggles about finding a new doctor. Especially right now, you're still in treatment, you're still trying to figure things out. So uh,
Yeah.
that's really hard.
Thank you. Yeah. But I'm cool. Just going with the flow of life and I'm not gonna let it stress me out. Everything's gonna work out the way it's supposed to.
Okay.
Thank you. But that's all my news. So don't let me hog up the time here.
All right. All right. Thank you, Ashley.
Thank you.
Melissa, do you have anything you want to share with the group?
Hey there. No, I've had mostly a good month. I'm feeling really good. Dr. Masala has moved me on to the third tier or the third line of treatment, and which unfortunately means that I have had growth, and but and I've had three chemo treatments so far. But I am feeling really good. Um, I've been experiencing one side effect though, which is a lot of hemoglobin problems and platelets. I've had to have quite a few blood transfers and one platelet, and then also bloody noses. So I'm not turning my camera on because I've got a lovely Rhino rocket in right now. It's quite a lovely accessory. Um, but um, but I feel good. I haven't um, kind of felt this normal in a while, so it's kind of it's weird. I'm waiting for the roller coaster to drop out again, and but I'm enjoying it while I'm feeling good. Getting out, walking. I'm out of the wheelchair. Um, um, like low to no pain. So looking forward to enjoying a nice spring and summer in New Mexico.
That's good.
Yeah.
What medications do you currently have you on?
What Oh, I can't name my chemo medications
Okay.
at all.
No,
There's
they're
there's
tongue
three.
twisters.
Yeah, there's three of them, which is different because I had been two. I had been on the doxorubicin was what I was on the last time,
Uh-huh.
and that man, that was brutal. Um, I'm trying to think. Yeah, gosh, I cannot remember the names offhand.
Is
And then
it the Panitumumab?
yes,
That one, because I think that's Ethan's third line that he's on now with the three different chemo medications. That
okay,
he seems to be responding really well to.
yes, yeah. And Dr. Masul is feeling pretty hopeful with that one. So, and he's hoping, like again, with more treatment and more studies and everything, like he's like, this is where I would prefer to start everyone. This seems to be the best suited to this particular beast. So,
Sorry to
um,
interrupt, but is that a new drug? I haven't heard of that one before.
Panitumumab, I don't know. I don't.
It he has said that it's not actually a chemo. It works with your immune system.
It's an immunotherapy.
Is it?
Yeah, it's not actually a chemo drug. It works along with your immune system to attack the cancer cells.
Okay. Then I don't know if I don't know then, to tell you the truth, guys. I know isn't one of the drugs on the third line the one that Dr. Masul's team had developed themselves, or is it just that combination that they developed?
Yeah, it might be the combination of the three together.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of times with like these chemos too, they might be used for a different cancer and they might
Right.
purpose it. That is counted as a clinical trial as
Got you.
well.
Yeah. Sorry, I wish I was more informative, guys.
That's no worries, no worries. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I can probably get up real quick and go grab that information for you, and I'll put it in the chat.
Okay.
But
Thank you.
anyway, thankful to be feeling good. Thankful to be out of the wheelchair. Enjoying
That's
that
great.
for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Okay. All right. Danielle, you have anything for the group?
Hi, everyone. I guess the only kind of update, are we doing updates? Is that what it is? Just kind of like
Yeah.
saying where we're at. Oh,
Updates, anything you want
sorry,
to
I was
share?
late. For me, I'm feeling a little anxious. This week, I have another PET scan to kind of check the progress of everything. And then I'm scheduled for surgery next week to remove my right kidney, and some of the lymph nodes. If that's still, I guess we'll decide on the scan if that's still something. So I'm feeling really anxious about this whole week, about finding out if there's been progress or if there's been growth or spread, or I mean, my urologist on Friday to talk about the surgery. So I feel pretty good though. Like I feel I've kind of come to terms with like this is just another leg of the treatment. This is another leg of the journey. Like this is all part of it. Like the cancer's got to go eventually. So surgery was always on the menu, but it's just I've never had like major surgery, especially something like this. So it's kind of a little overwhelming. But besides that, I feel very grateful to be feeling healthy in general. Like I still feel pretty strong. I still feel very positive. I have a great support system out here, and I'm just gonna keep moving forward and hoping for the best. So that's where I'm at right now.
Awesome. All right. Well, thank you very much, Danielle. Let's see. Brandon, how about you? Any news?
Yes. Hello. Oh, this is my wife Tia.
Yeah.
She ain't got no voice.
Hi,
So
Tia.
Hello.
Update. Oh yeah. So updates. We just recently moved to Rosenberg. We've been here about 2 weeks now, so we relocated. I had my last PET scan April the 17th, and I spoke with Dr. Masal. He's like everything was going good. We continued the treatment, so I've been doing treatments, infusions every Friday, every other Friday. I just did one last Friday. We have one more next week, and I have another PET scan coming up next week. And from that scan, we'll probably move on to surgery because so far the numbers been dropping, everything's been shrinking, and he's very hopeful. He's like he's very good with this treatment. We're gonna keep it going. So yeah, that's about it on updates. Just hoping to see what the next scan got next week after we meet right before infusion.
All right. Awesome. Thank you very much. All right. You go, Danielle. Do you guys have anything else more to add? I know you guys spoke earlier. Or any questions?
Some good news. Ethan will be graduating from high school June 3rd. So we're all very excited for that. And he has scans right after that too, beginning of June, to see how things are moving along. So we're all very excited about him graduating. He'll be having some family coming into town, and we're all going to be celebrating that.
Awesome.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, guys. Anna, how about you? Anything you want to share with the group? Okay. Maybe she's not there. Okay.
I see Anna's unmuted. Anna, if you're having some audio issues, just feel free to leave and come back in. That typically solves them, and we'll get back to you.
All right. Let's see. Carissa, how about you? Anything?
Yeah, with me, so I like I'm like doing jujitsu. My late husband used to do judo, so I got my first stripe. So it was exciting.
Good job. Good job.
So I was like, it's nice, doing something like kind of memory. And it actually like coincidence. Somebody that goes to my jujitsu class used to know Carlos, and like he trains at like the dojo that he used to do like jujitsu. So it's like nice having like that like connection. And yeah, it's something like nice to not exactly judo that he used to do, but it's like nice to do something in connection and like really enjoying it. I'm really enjoying being competitive and learning some new skills, with the martial arts.
It's awesome. Yeah, jiu-jitsu and judo, they're different, but there's some similarities. So that's pretty cool.
I felt like jiu-jitsu maybe a little light easier on the body with not as much falls and everything. I don't know.
Yeah, you're not getting thrown as much. That's cool. All right. Mr. Andre Sneed, anything to share with the group?
Hello, everyone. Don't really have anything, no updates or anything. This past April has been 6 years since I was diagnosed back in 2019. So yeah, feeling good. Just want to tell everyone to stay encouraged. I know sometimes the scans can be overwhelming and may not show what you want at the time, but just stick with it. That's what happened in my case. Definitely a long journey, but I made it to the end. So just stay encouraged. And me and Miss Richie did get to meet Misty and Ashley. We all went out and ate dinner and stuff, so that was nice. To have dinner with people in our RMC community, so that was nice. And happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. So that's all I got there.
Yep. All right. Thank you, Andre. Alexa, anything for you?
Well, I'm just happy to see everybody. And David, I hope you get where you need to go okay. And good to see everyone. And like Andre, happy Mother's Day to everybody. And yeah, that's it for me.
Okay. Thank you, Alexa. Miss Richie, anything for you?
Sorry, one more thing I would say is, I know it's not relevant to this conversation, but it's so strange that the United States of America has a different Mother's Day to us. Why?
Oh, really?
That's a great question. That is. I mean, I think the UK comes first, and then ours comes a month later. Is Father's Day also different?
Yours is in mid-June. When's yours?
Yeah, mid-June.
June.
Okay, that's strange.
That is very strange.
Yeah. You celebrate Christmas on the same day? That's a joke. That's a joke.
Lord's Day.
David, you full of jokes today.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
That's good though.
Yeah.
See, Carissa is now hiding the Christmas tree that's behind it.
I mean, she's now doing jujitsu, so I am not going to say anything about that Christmas tree anymore. I'm going to keep my mouth shut. Carissa, love you, girl. We are good. You know what I'm saying? I don't want you showing up at my house and practicing on me. That's all I'm saying.
It can be Christmas all year round if you wanted to.
That's right. That like RMC community has said Christmas all year round. If that's what Carissa wants.
Exactly.
Oh, that'd be cool to get orange. I want to get orange garland now. That would be cool, like to get.
Some people decorate their Christmas tree all year round, like for Valentine's Day, Easter, like 4th of July. They just keep changing the holidays.
Actually, I'm lazy with decorating. I'm not a big decorator. Like I put like all my energy into the cooking for this, different holidays, and I'm like, whatever with the decorating. So
Yeah.
Alrighty. Ms. Richie, do you have anything for the group?
Not a whole lot. I did enjoy meeting Andre and Misty again, and also meeting Ashley for the first time. We just had a wonderful evening. Unfortunately, fortunately, I was in Atlanta attending a leadership meeting with Sickle Cell Consortium, but my stay was cut short because of family emergency. My stepfather was put in the emergency room. He was taken to the emergency room at least. He is still in the hospital, and I have located over to my mom's house. So I have been here for 3 weeks now. I did miss telling my story at AUA because I had to cancel that trip, which was that weekend following Atlanta. So this is where I am. If you don't hear from me as often as you normally do, just reach out to me and make sure I am okay. Um, I'm just trying to take a day at a time. But I want to let you know, though, if you do need something, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. But that's about all that's going on. And I know Sickle Cell Consortium is also having a meeting. Their regular conference is in July, and it would be in Orlando, Florida. But I think I posted it on Facebook, and if anybody's interested, I can also send that out, email it out to you if you're interested in attending.
I'm really sorry to hear that, Richie. I didn't know, and I really hope that goes as best as it can. Was the ACA thing? Was that the Vegas thing you missed?
The AUA, American Urological Association.
Yeah.
My story was selected, and I was scheduled to speak on Sunday, and unfortunately, I couldn't go. But he asked me when I got home, and I went to the ER to not the ER, but the ICU to see him, and he wanted to know why was I at home. I said, well, somebody had to be here. Mom is 99, so somebody had to be here. But anyway, he's progressing slowly, but we'll get through this. Just keep me in prayer.
Will do.
We'll do, Richie.
Thank you.
Okay. Anna, I don't know if she got a chance to fix her issue. All right. A little update from me. I had my scans last week. Everything's still clear, so I'm thankful for that. They wanted to push me out to 9 months. I told them no. We'll still do it 6. We'll do 6. One more 6 months, and then we'll push it out. So, but yeah, everything's looking good. So I'm very grateful and happy about that. So, yeah.
Congratulations.
yes.
Thank you.
And thank you for moderating. He's our new moderator for this evening. We appreciate you.
Yeah, sorry I missed last month. I was actually out of the country. I was in Japan, actually. Finally made it to Japan. So
How is Japan?
it was pretty awesome. I'm not gonna lie. It's a lot different than here, but in a good way. So it's pretty exciting. I was very happy to go. So
And
So
belated
Brian,
birthday.
yes, happy birthday. I know we got through everyone pretty quickly, so I don't know if we need to open up the floor, and is there any questions we missed?
I think
Sure.
Danielle joined. Should go to Danielle.
Oh, it's still
Okay.
me.
Yeah,
I
thank
was
You're just
with
on two
Hugo
different
earlier.
screens.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
okay.
I just moved to a different room. I'm
Okay.
getting dinner ready, that's all.
Okay.
What are you making? That's important.
I'm making some hamburger patties with mushroom gravy sauce and some sweet potato and some French fries for the boys.
All right, I'm coming. I'm on my way.
Let's see. I think we had Rick join the chat. What's up, Rick? Anything to share for the group?
I just had to make sure my microphone is in the right place and you can hear me because it
Yeah.
wasn't just before. Anything to share with the group? Yes, I have a very important thing to share with the group, and this is recorded. If Alexa didn't mention it yet, and she may not have done, every year we receive a seal from great nonprofits. Miss Alexa will be kind enough, she's already doing it, to put the link in the chat window for you right now. And we have to get at least 10 new endorsements each year. And now is the time. And we hope that the RMC peeps will go to the website, which Alexa just put in to the chat window, and give us an endorsement. We would truly appreciate it. If you don't find, if you forget or you want to do it later, if you go to AnCan.org and click on testimonials at the top, it'll take you straight there. If you've been with us a while and you've never done that yet, we really hope that you will do it, please. And we've got to get 10 so we get our 2025 seal. We're also
And
working.
if you're watching on YouTube, it will be in the description, so you don't have to go on the website to find us if you're joining us on YouTube.
But you can go to the website anyway if you
You
like.
can go to that too.
Yeah. And we're working on We're working on our Guide Star Candid Platinum. We'll get that upgraded hopefully by the end of this month, because we want to stay in everybody's good graces. Oh, David left and I didn't even say hello to him. But it's late over there.
Yes, and he had to go first because he's got to take a train tomorrow.
Oh, where's he going?
Edinburgh.
Oh, okay. He lives in Scotland though, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's got to go to Edinburgh.
Oh, okay. Funnily enough, I was writing to somebody today in the UK. They have an organization called the Social Founders Network. This is the lady who started it, and they have a meeting, and I wrote to them and said, you set your meetings at a time that aren't good for people in other countries. I said, and I said, could you make it a little bit later? And then Caroline wrote back to me and she said, well, that's because I've got a lot of people in Japan. And she said, we try to make it at a time where the Japanese can join us. And I said, yes, we know that the US, Europe and the UK and Japan, they don't play nicely together in the sandpit. So, because we've had that problem ourselves and trying to figure out a time when everybody can get together. So, and we really appreciate our British contingent that comes to the RMC group. So that's all, Captain. That's all I got to say today. How come we don't have your picture on? Is that because your hair's a mess? Well,
he's partying, but Brian's moderating tonight.
Oh, Brian's while it was
Yes.
Brian.
Yes.
Welcome, Brian. How nice. Oh, I'm so pleased you're moderating. Well, great job.
Took me a minute, but yeah.
Oh, good. We have to get his picture. Do we have his
Yes.
picture to add?
No, we need to get his picture up, but he's making his big debut tonight. So
And his bio. I was, funnily enough, when I was seeing him, I said, "Isn't it about time we have Brian in as a moderator?"
yes.
Great minds think alike. Oh, there he is. He's got his do-rag on. Hello. Hello.
Hey, what's going on, Rick?
You know, we should, you know what we need to do, Miss Alexa? We need to introduce Andre to Eric Milner.
Oh yeah, because they're both in the same town.
They're in the same town, and I think
and
they
you'd
would
like Eric. Eric's really
they
great.
would like their energy. The
Yeah,
energy.
you're very similar.
Yeah. Yeah, will you do, can I leave that one with you?
Yeah, that'd be great. I didn't even think about that. But yeah, we can connect Eric and Andre.
And then and send us a picture.
Yeah.
Send us a picture. So you'll like Eric. He's a good guy.
Very good guy.
Hello. Hello, Miss Ritchie. You're very quiet there.
Hi, Rick. How are you?
I'm okay. How are you?
I'm hanging in here.
Well, that's what we like to hear.
Long story, but I'm okay.
Oh, really? Oh, Alexa will fill me in. And how's everybody else? How's Melissa? How are you? I didn't see you last time. Are you okay?
I believe last time I was not feeling well, but I've had a really good month. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, it was kind of a good turnaround this month, and I'm feeling pretty good. But I've been having bloody noses. It did put me in the ER. That's what we have to do here. Friday, so I have a lovely contraption in my nose to keep it at bay for now. So nope, you don't get to see my lovely face.
Oh, I'm sorry.
With this thing sticking out of my nose.
I'm sorry. Are those kids of yours taking good care of you?
Yes, they are. They are.
Good.
Yeah. We had a good Mother's Day weekend, and
oh, nice.
And my dad and brother were out visiting, and
good.
Yeah, we had a good one.
Good.
I'm doing well. Thanks.
Good. Yes. Yes, I had to check up on you with somebody else to make sure you were okay last time. I can't remember who I asked. Alexa, I think. I can't remember. Okay.
About.
Okay. And of course, I love Ashley's Daisy outfit. Is that very cute? Super.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay, Brandon, I'm glad you found the right meeting. I had a feeling when you came into prostate cancer, you were in the wrong group, but I didn't get a chance to ask you quickly enough. So,
yeah, I exited pretty quick. I was like, this is the wrong one.
Yes,
you'll learn that pretty quick.
Yes, you said keep those fingers to yourself. Keep that keep that DRE to yourself is what you said. I know. You got worried, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. But I will say, seriously, in all seriousness, that if we've got any African American gents in here who are 40 years or older, please get your PSA tested. Please.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You guys are unfortunately at higher risk, and this disease can get you early. Frankly, it probably got me early, and I never even knew because I had PSAs, but we didn't know enough then when I was 40. But we want to make sure that if we catch that prostate cancer early, we can do a lot with it, and it doesn't cause too much mischief. But that's not the case and we don't want you guys getting another cancer. Okay. So I don't know, Andre, did they give you that message? Did anybody? I bet you, I bet Dr. Pavlos doesn't tell his African American peeps to get their PSA tested. Does he? Do we know?
Not sure. I hadn't
I haven't
heard.
been told, but I'm not 40 yet either, Rick. So
I
no.
know you're not quite there. But we have to, we should remind Pavlos that he needs to tell his
I mean,
guys.
you. So
He is,
he
but
no.
I know, but they don't think about it. That's the
Yeah,
problem.
absolutely.
They just don't think. And all you ladies, if you've got men in your lives that are right around that 40 mark, tell them they don't need a DRE, but they do need to get their PSA tested, please. That's my public service announcement.
I mean, Rick, I made sure my Brian got his tested. So
There you go. PSA, public service announcement.
That's cute, Rick.
Okay. That's it. I'm done.
All right, thank you, Rick. All right, everybody. Well, we can open up the floor if anyone has any questions or anything for any of us. Feel free to ask away.
I would like to know, Danielle, are you, Braggs, is your physician discussing your care with Dr. Masal?
Yeah, the last that I asked about it, they said that they are still in communication with him and are following his recommended course of treatment. At least that's what I was told when I talked to my oncologist the last time, and then I meet with my urologist on Friday. So I'll follow up with him too. But they did assure me that they are still communicating with him. So I'm hoping that's the case.
Well, we would love to. Go ahead. Who was that? Rick, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just going to ask you, where are you being treated right now, Danielle?
I'm in Omaha, Nebraska, so I go to University of Nebraska.
Okay.
The Buffett Cancer Center.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I agree. I totally agree. Totally agree. And do you have a specialty genitourinary medical oncologist on your team, or is it just a general medical oncologist?
No, I think he is I'm going to say it wrong, the genitourinary. Yeah.
GU, just say GU. You're
GU.
allowed. You can say GU medical oncologist.
Yes, I believe he is one of those. I've seen that on my paperwork and things. And then my oncologist, who I work with, has seen 3 cases of RMC in his career. So I guess he's like, I think the only person who has. So I work with him, and although my urologist hasn't seen any case, I think I'm his first. But yes, I believe that's what he is. Is there like a difference or like a like a reason why you're asking for that?
Yeah. So, it is a GU specialty, and we really prefer that you see a GU specialty medical oncologist, but even more than that, we prefer that they're working with Dr. Pavlos.
I do too.
So there's lots of good reasons, but it should be a GU. I mean, it's tough enough with the GU medoncs for them to be dealing with RMC, and if you're a general medonc, not good.
Okay, well, I'm gonna definitely double check that for when I get off this call. But I was told that they are still working with him, and it was a very frustrating process to get them to finally reach out to him. But once they did, I have been like, I email Dr. Mazul, every now and again, and then I follow up with my doctors to ensure that, like, hey, did you talk to him? Is this all in line with all 3 of you, as we're making decisions and moving forward? And so they're telling me that that's what they're doing. So I kind of have to take their word, because when I asked Dr. Mazul, he's like, I talked to so many people. I could have, if they reached out to me, I definitely talked to them. So I know that if they reached out, he definitely consulted with them. So
there's a really good. I'm not suggesting you change, but there is a really good GU medical oncologist in his own practice in Omaha.
Okay.
And you should just know about him. And just in case you ever need, his name is Luke Nordquist, Nordquist. I think he does mostly prostate and bladder, but he's really on the cutting edge, and he's doing a lot of trials. And the name of his organization is X Cancer. The name of his practice is X Cancer.
Like the letter X or EX?
Yeah, I think Alexa already
Yeah,
put it.
I put his practice in the chat.
Yeah, so it's in the chat window for you. He knows us.
Yes, it's
Again,
X Cancer.
if you're happy with him, if you're happy with University of Omaha, and we usually direct people to centers of excellence, that's fine. But we have a lot of confidence in Dr. Nordquist, and he came out of, I want to say UCSF. It might have been UCLA, but he came out of good training. Oh no,
No, it was Memorial Sloan Kettering and
yes.
Moffitt.
And Moffitt. He came out of Memorial Sloan Kettering. That's right. So he's real good. I don't know how much he knows about RMC, but I think that he would definitely be a good partner with Dr. Masoul, and I don't think
because he's so innovative and very collaborative and
Yeah.
stuff. I think he'd be a quick study. That's an option.
Yeah, it is an option. He's actually working with one of our sponsors on a trial right now, prostate cancer trial.
Okay.
And like I say, he knows us not that well, but he does know us, and I can always get to him through Telix quickly. But if you're frustrated with them, it's definitely an option to keep in mind, Danielle.
No, I appreciate that because there have been days where I've looked at every major hospital system out here. I've Googled trying to find different people who may know. And it's just kind of like you don't really know where to turn because not very many people know about this cancer. And so I kind of just taking their word. But no, I really am thankful for the name. I'm not necessarily, I'm scheduled for surgery with him, next week. So I'm probably not going to change. But I've had that thought to where I'm like, I don't really feel connected to these doctors. I don't always feel like I can trust them. I hope I can trust their word, but I've literally had to fight for every little bit of everything that has happened throughout the course of this treatment. So I'm like, I'm already doing a fight. I don't want to have to fight with my doctors too. Like we're supposed to be working together. So I appreciate the name. I'll definitely look into the doctor and follow up because I always say I'll take all the help I can get. So
yeah, I mean, Danielle, even if you go just for a second opinion, it's always just good to check it out as well. It doesn't hurt. I feel. See
I know he would be my third opinion because like I said, I've been reaching out to anyone and everyone, and haven't really had much luck with, feeling like people are listening. So I'll definitely follow up. Absolutely. Because if I'm here, I'm going to be connected to people that are going to be listening in.
He's a medical oncologist. He's not a surgeon anyway, but just so that you know his specialty.
Oh, thank you. Okay, I'll make that note. Thank you. I appreciate that information. I'll definitely follow up.
I have a question for either Brian or Andre. I think you two are the only ones on here that are cancer-free right now. Can you give some advice to those that are still on this journey as to something positive? When you felt bad, what did you do to just uplift your spirits? Andre, Brian?
One of I guess one of the things I would do, if I had the strength or whatever, I went on like a lot of different walks at the park. I did that, and I always find strength in my faith. So whenever anything is going off track, you know what I'm saying, I listen to good gospel music, or find some type of solace, in my faith, but mostly walks, and stuff like that.
Yeah, same with me. Depending on how much energy I have at the time, I surrounded myself with family and loved ones, and I just like to do something that I enjoy to do, whether it be watching a movie, playing video games, or whatever. Just something to take my mind off of everything. Just even if it's just for a moment, just something I love to do, just to kind of take my mind off of what's currently going on with me. And like Andre, I'm really big on faith as well. So um, being able to talk to you guys and knowing that people have made it through helped me a lot. So
Is there anything else that you feel this support group could do that would benefit you and even the others on this call?
um, I'll say I can't really think of anything. I mean, I feel like this group is great, and you guys have been there since the beginning. So I mean, you guys are always. I don't really have anything to say that you guys can improve on. Really, I mean, everybody here is top notch to me.
Yeah, I guess we can, I guess either, have, I mean, I would love to have, Dr. Masal on here more. I know his time is limited, but, Dr. Masal or Dr. Tang, maybe if they can, cycle through more, I think would be, you know, good, good for the group,
Yep,
just to hear
yep.
his voice.
Yeah, that would be good if we can get like more medical professionals on here from time to time.
Mm-hmm. So I will say something on that, Andre and Brian. Um, we occasionally we do it in this group. We try not to mix support and education in this group. So we have separate sessions at AnCan. And usually we do that because not everybody wants the education. Some want the education, some want the support. So we separate the two sessions. Now, this is a little bit different because they're sort of coming in more in a support role than they are in an education role. And I get that you want access to them. I think what I would like to see us do, if we could do it more frequently, is to have just some dedicated sessions where we have the medical professionals here so that it's not part of the support group. So they come in and they're here for an hour. One of the things that we've done in other groups, we just did it this week, is we started an hour early and we had a medical professional in for the hour to talk about a particular test. And then we went into a regular support group session and we invite the doctors to stay. This is a very different situation because of how specialized the docs are, and there just aren't that many experts. And we have to sort of leave it up to Richie to pull in Dr. Masala, Dr. Tanir whenever they have time. But I'd like to encourage us to do it not as part of the group as a separate session, either before or after, or even on a different day. We can find the room for you on a different day.
And
And
Rick, that's pretty much what we've done. We would usually have the support part first half of the meeting, and we would have the speakers to come in the latter half of the meeting.
yeah,
Um, Now, because usually it's consensus of the group to have them to come. And so we don't have, and they're welcome to stay, but we do try to get the support part out first because I don't even tell them to ask them to come until after 7:30 or 7:45.
I still think we'd prefer that it is a separate meeting, that we don't split the meeting, because we can usually fill up the meeting, and we don't want people to feel rushed that they've got to get through their support. So they can come in early, they can come in late, we can make the support group part early, but we don't want to take a section out of the support group to make it an education session. Our experience has been, and we're now running 32 groups a month, that it just doesn't work well that way. And that's how other groups do it. I know we see it all the time, but people aren't happy with that. And we know that from doing surveys.
We have a very small group, and I think they're pretty vocal, but it's whatever. I was just
Yeah,
trying to accommodate them, and do what's best for them. Because a lot of times, those that are getting treatment, they're not going to want to stay on a call 2 hours long because it's different time zones, and they get tired.
yeah. I would say a lot of our calls have to do with a lot of like questions that specialists can answer and help. So I don't think it really takes away from like the calls. I think it works pretty well from what I've seen. Like having the specialists here like during, and we just make it like segmented.
We have
Usually,
some best, all I can say is we have some best practices. That's how we run all our AnCan groups. And we would like to try and stick to that because we feel it's a better solution. And I know the moderators sometimes feel they know better or they've seen better, but that's been our experience across the board. So just saying, we try to keep education and the support separate.
We're unique.
Very, very special group. So I know we got through everyone super quick. We were very efficient tonight. And are there any questions left? Anything? Hugo, go ahead. Go ahead.
This is mostly for Brian and Andre. One of the things that my wife, I typically go to my son's infusions. I'm typically the one that takes him every week. But my wife took him yesterday, and when she stepped out and went to the cafeteria and came back, she mentioned that Ethan was speaking to a psychologist, which is totally normal, right? Just trying to check in on him, trying to understand like how he's doing, how he's dealing with everything. One of the things that she said he mentioned was that I guess he was expressing frustration around how long this has been ongoing, and obviously we don't have a timeline on this. We never know, what may happen and just the outcome. And so, just curious on your take. Like, I haven't been part of these meetings, and I'd love to join more often to hear everyone in their journeys. Um, Brian or Andre, like if you can share, how long did your journey, take from when you were diagnosed to when your last treatment was?
Okay. In my case, I was diagnosed June 2019. Um, they immediately sent me to Walter Reed Medical Center, where technically they didn't know anything about RMC. So they removed my kidney first, and they were going to send me to a cancer center in Maryland. That's when two social workers, came in and they was like, hey, there's this guy, Herman, who was treated in MD Anderson in Houston, and this is where they specialize with it. So that's where I started taking my treatments. June 2019, I got my first clear scan October 2020, and I've been, cancer free ever since. So my case, it was about 16, 18 months, somewhere around there. But definitely did various treatments from my first chemo session. I did about 6 treatments, and then they switched me to something else because the cancer became resistant. Immunotherapy, and then like another chemo in conjunction with. I also did 28 cycles of radiation. So that took about 16 to 18 months total for me.
Thank you for sharing.
In my case, I got diagnosed in June of 2021. Like Andre, I did 2 different regimens of chemotherapy. My first regimen I did for probably 4 or 5 months, and then the cancer started getting resistant to it. So they switched me over to another regimen, and then they put me on a trial also. That in conjunction with radiation therapy. I had my last chemo infusion in, I want to say, July, August of 2023. So it's about 2 years for me. And yeah, I've been no evidence of disease ever since then. So yeah, it took me about two years or so.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing.
No problem.
And I probably should have. I'm more vocal. I don't know why I'm so quiet right now, but meeting everyone here, it just makes me feel some type of way because my son's going through it. So I have like an emotional connection with everyone, even though I don't know you. I feel your pain, and I watch. I don't feel your pain, but I can relate to what you guys are going through, and um, I didn't really get an intro, and I since I'm new, this is my first time. I just wanted to see if maybe we can get everyone. I know everyone's name, but like if you don't mind sharing where you're from and just who you are, really, that'd be great. I can start. Um, and I know that I spoke earlier about my son, but I didn't really speak about myself. But it's not about me. So my name's Hugo, and of course, I would love to join these meetings more often and just really learn about your journeys. I love to share Ethan's journey. My son doesn't really like speaking about his whole journey, and I can understand this. He's frustrated. He hates everything, and um, I like to think about how it's robbed him of his you know these years that he should have been having fun in high school, and 11th and 12th grade are your most important years. We were planning for college, and I there's just a lot of things that I wanted him to do, and um, so I can speak on his behalf, even though I know he'll hate me. But um, I had what was I going to say? Just wanted to be more a part of this community to hear everyone's journey because it just bring it just makes me happy knowing that there's light at the end of the tunnel, no matter how long that lasts. Our faith and our positivity will ensure that we get there. And I want to make sure that I'm part of this community to share everything that Ethan's going through. And yeah, so if you guys don't mind, just share.
So, Hugo, I want to ask you real quick about Ethan. I mean, is he getting any age appropriate resources for his cancer? He does fall in the AYA, and I understand, like, I was an AYA myself, and most of the group are AYAs. There's just really different circumstances and feelings and emotions and all that, the landscape's very different than, say, like, as Rick would know, with prostate cancer, anything like that. So is he getting any age appropriate resources to help him?
You know, they're definitely there. I think they're there. I mean, if you'd like to utilize them, the problem is, uh, he just he's a teen. It's very hard to get him
Yeah,
to
yeah.
sort of like conform to, going to talk to someone. He just doesn't want to talk to anyone. But I take comfort in knowing that it's not because he doesn't want to or his mind is not in the right place. It's just that, you know, I guess he doesn't want to think about it. He doesn't want to
Yeah,
dwell on. So he wants to live like a normal teen life. He hangs
of
out with his friends.
course.
He goes out, and I encourage him, to go out and have a good time. His friends pick him up. They go out and about in the town, and so um, I don't know if it's because I think it's not necessarily that he's in a, mentally in a dark place. I think it's more like he just doesn't want to dwell on it. So for him, speaking about it just makes him want to remember everything that he's going through, and he just
Of
like to
course.
forget, right? And so,
Absolutely.
but
Where's he getting his treatment, Hugo? Where
we're
are
at,
you?
yeah, we're out of the Bay Area. He's getting in a Stanford Medical Center here in Lucille Packard, the Children's Center. So,
Okay.
but we're out of the Bay Area, and he's getting at Stanford.
He's getting it at Stanford. And who's his GU medical oncologist there?
That would be long name, Snehal Ramakrishna. She is a child oncologist at
Yeah.
working with Dr. Masoul.
Okay. Okay. No, I mean that's good treatment, but Stanford probably has some great. I don't know for sure, but I think it's right. But Stanford has some great AYA resources.
They do. Stanford's really good in AYA stuff.
And maybe one of the things that you could consider is, um, without Ethan's knowledge, even meeting with the AYA, some of the AYA resources, so
Yes.
they can help you
Yes.
to better manage Ethan, because they will give you ideas, because your teenage kid ain't the first that they've come across like that. So
Yeah.
they know what to do. And I strongly, strongly encourage you, talk to Dr. Ramakrishna, ask her, especially if she is a pediatric oncologist, she's gonna come up with some terrific resources for you. And I think it could make a huge difference.
Absolutely.
So I read it. The other thing I just want you to know, in fact, I want everybody to know in here, is that AnCan has some other resources. We have a wonderful care partners group, which Hugo and Danielle, you're very welcome to join. They meet twice a month. Although we don't have any pediatric care partners in there, but Alexa just put it in there. Sign up for them. We have some great other places where you can talk, a men only group, a women only group. We have art classes. I don't know if any RMCers are at the art classes or at the creative writing classes. Or do we have any RMCers at the art classes or the creative writing classes?
No,
Alexa?
but you could be the first.
Yes. And you if you haven't done our art classes, you haven't lived. Miss Hannah is
That's the
amazing.
rumor.
Miss Hannah is amazing, and she'll take you through. And even if you think you cannot do art, the creative writing class is led by Regina Gordon, a wonderful African American poet. She's incredible, and we'd love to see your faces in there. We'd love to see your faces in Men Speaking Freely, which is the men only, or Women Speaking Freely, or the Care Partners group. So avail yourself of the resources. It's not just, this is the technical group. This is the group where you guys talk about how to manage the disease technically and the treatments. But these other groups are really good They're very helpful. Ancillary services, if you like.
But I really agree with Rick, you talking to maybe AYA at Stanford, even if he's not ready to connect, you and Danielle talking to them, that's going to help you. And it's also going to help the rest of your family. And I think that would provide a lot of benefit to everyone.
Appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Did you have any? Okay, we can absolutely have people go around and introduce themselves. But did you have any other questions?
No, just that.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Well, Brian, because you're in the moderator seat, you got to go ahead and introduce yourself. You're muted.
Okay. All right. Hi, my name's Brian. I've been part of that RMC group or I guess the exclusive RMC club, I should say, since about June 2021. I'm currently located in Houston, which I'm very fortunate to be located in Houston because, you know, right around the block from, MD Anderson, more or less. But yeah, been battling RMC for, a couple years now, and I'm happy to say that I'm currently cancer free. But yeah, it's pretty much me in a nutshell.
All right. You got to call people out.
All right. I was just gonna wait for someone to just volunteer, but okay. Brandon, do you want to say anything? You want to introduce yourself? Say anything about your journey?
Yeah. Well, my journey started October of 2024. It's been a long. It doesn't seem that long, but it's been long. This treatment has been crazy on my body. But I will say that ultimately it started in El Paso, but ultimately I'm happy that I was able to get to get to Houston, be closer to MD Anderson. So I really do appreciate that. I really do appreciate this journey. It made me open my eyes. Like it helped me a lot, and also I do appreciate this group and Richie, and I do want to say that. And yeah, that's about it.
All right. Thank you, Brandon. Melissa, you want to introduce yourself?
Sure. I'm Melissa. I'm from Rio Rancho, New Mexico, which is between Albuquerque and Santa Fe. I was diagnosed late August and started treatment in early October. I was able to get over to MD Anderson, not knowing that that was where Dr. Masawa was, but um, lucked out that he was there. Um, and let's see, I've done chemo, the three different lines of treatment. So two of the lines of treatment weren't effective enough, and now I'm working on this third one. And like I said, I'm feeling good, even if things are not looking great on my PET scan. But we'll see how they look this next time. And I did have radiation to target a lesion on my hip. That was the reason why I was in a wheelchair for a while. Um, and that was, gosh, radiation sucks. Don't recommend it. 0 out of 10 stars. But as far as its effectiveness goes, like I said, I'm walking, so um, that definitely worked. The chemo can be hard, but it's um, again, I'm here and almost feeling normal this last month, and I've really been appreciating that. So that's about it about me.
Thank you, Melissa. Ashley, care to introduce yourself?
Hi, Hugo. My name's Ashley. Um, so I've been trying to get in the habit of remembering who I am. So I'm not Ashley that has cancer. I'm Ashley that loves plants. I love yoga. I'm 32 years old. I have one son that's 8 years old. Our birthdays are 7 days apart, and we're both cancers. Woo woo. Um, and I've had, I've known that I've had RMC since December. My left kidney is the one that's MIA. It's gone. I live in Atlanta, Georgia, the outskirts of Atlanta, and I've been here all my life. And I'm just trying to reinvent myself. Like, obviously, the old me is gone. Mentally, I'm a different person, and I'm just trying to get to know who I am today. And so I'm back to journaling daily, taking walks, and just doing old things that I love. And it helps a lot. So I'm not sure as far as a peace of mind, but I feel like yoga, if you're not into it, you could start just a little bit. It's a nice breath of fresh air, and it's really good way to start and end your night. And that's all I have to say.
Ashley, if you're journaling, you better come to our creative writing class. I'm telling you.
Okay.
We
Can
ask
you drop
people
the
to
link
share what
again?
they're journaling. So
Yeah. In fact,
Okay.
I'm going to ask Miss Alexa to make sure you get a reminder.
Okay.
All right, thank you, Ashley. Danielle, would you care to introduce yourself?
Hi, Hugo. My name is Danielle as well. And as I said, I live in Omaha, Nebraska, but originally from Southern California. My journey started, or this process, experience, whatever we want to call it, started in November, but I wasn't actually diagnosed until February of this year. That's where I got the official diagnosis after two biopsies. I am, still new in this. And so I appreciate you asking the questions that you did, because I do wonder like what people's journeys have been like and the length of it, and, what's my hope for coming off the other side. My doctor, my oncologist, is a very direct, blunt kind of person. And so he makes it a point to say he's not going to sugarcoat anything. So it's always nice to kind of come in here. And it was nice that my first group was last month, to come in here and see that like there are people on the other side of it, because all I've heard is like it's just so rare and no one ever comes, like it's a very low survival. And I'm like, well, hey, here's two people in here already, or here's a couple people in here already. So I appreciate you, asking those questions and really opening that up as well. And congratulations to your son on his graduation. June 3rd is a phenomenal day. And I may be a little biased, but that is a wonderful day. So happy graduation to him as well. So nice to meet you.
Thank you. Nice to meet you too.
All right, thank you, Danielle. Carissa, how about you?
Yes. So I'm Carissa. I live in New Jersey, very close to New York City, though. Um, my late husband got diagnosed with renal medullary carcinoma 6 months after we got married. Um, he also graduated that year, and he became a teacher that year. So it was a very eventful year with, getting diagnosed at the end of the year with cancer. He got treated. Most of it, a lot of his treatment was in New York. He got treated at New York Presbyterian. At one point, he was in remission, but his cancer came back, and he went through different trials. Some in New York. Leon, his doctor, thankfully, um, was in contact with Dr. Tanier, who works with Dr. Masal. So we got into clinical trial like at MD Anderson. So he did some treatments there over there.
he was a cancer as well, so he was very like a very homebody. So we did like traveling back and forth. So me and my accounting side uh, got good with figuring out how to get funding and with travels and lodging and stuff. So if anybody ever has questions on that, feel free to reach out. But he passed away after like about 3.5 years going through the cancer in 2020 April. I had so what have April 28th. What it was like his death anniversary. So it was just 5 month anniversary just passed. Yeah, and, it's crazy. Just like June 3rd, June 4th was our our wedding anniversary. So that would have been like almost we would have been married for 9 years. That would have been married for 9 years, and yeah, his birthday. It's coming up on June 28th as well. That, that's my spiel.
Thank you for sharing.
Thank you, Carissa. Alexa, can I shoot stuff?
Yeah, absolutely. So my connection to RMC was actually through Carlos. Yeah, Carlos was such a good friend to me, and we were in the same support group, and I knew Carissa. And although I had a different type of cancer, I really wanted to stay part of this community, and I've been here ever since. And I'm in East Texas.
Cool. All right. Thank you, Alexa. Andre.
Hello, Hugo. My name is Andre. I was diagnosed with RMC back in April 2019, and got my first clear scan October 2020. So 6 years out, I still have no evidence of disease. So yeah, so now I get scanned once a year. I go back to MD Anderson just to make sure everything is still good, which it has been. I'm from Tuscaloosa. I live in right outside Atlanta, Georgia now. Um, yeah, I'm a former captain in the Army, and now I moderate. I'm one of the moderators for the RMC group here.
Thank you for sharing.
Thank you, Andre. Let's see, Miss Ritchie.
Hi, Hugo. My name is Richie. I am well, let me back up a little bit. I'm a registered nurse by profession. My son Chris was diagnosed with renal medullary carcinoma in June of 2011 and passed away 15 months after that. Now, in 2011, there were no treatments specifically for patients with RMC. And even while Chris was receiving treatment, he noticed that there was not any advocacy for kidney cancer, much less RMC. And this was his vision, was to have an organization that advocated for patients that have RMC. And he did pass away before the organization was started. So, in memory of Chris, I did start the organization in November of 2012 in memory of him. It was his wish as well as mine that no one would travel this unknown territory alone. My goal is once you connect with us, we will walk with you throughout the process. And we would just want you to know that we are here for you. No matter what you need, you can reach out. So I have a strong passion for this community. I love each and every one of them. Just we're here for you. We're here for Ethan, and we're here for Danielle. We're here for everybody. So please don't hesitate to reach out. And I think Danielle has my number, but I can also put it in the chat in case someone does not have my telephone number. You could feel free to reach out. But I am happy to say that now we have treatment modalities specifically for patients diagnosed with RMC. We've had 4 clinical trials. They're working on the 5th clinical trial. So I said this to say there is hope. And even on your darkest days, try to find something positive out of that day, because you can't stay down there too long. Okay? So we're here. Danielle, we got you too, sweetheart. We're right here for you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Ritchie. Rick, can you introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'm a RMC hanger-on. is how I would describe myself. I'm here just to make sure to facilitate and make sure you guys get the best support that you can have, and to work with Miss Ritchie and the CJ Johnson Foundation. I will just say that I had this idea back in 2010 that we could create virtual support groups. Everybody, anywhere, with any type of condition. So that was right around the time that Ritchie was going through it herself. And we formed AnCan in 2016 per se. We were running groups before that, but we actually became a nonprofit in 2016. And today we've got 16 different conditions and situations that we run groups for, including some rare situations like RMC. And we're very honored to do it, and even more honored to work with Ritchie.
I think you should say that you are entertainment.
What, you think I should say I'm entertainment?
You're our entertainment, because you were trying to figure out what to call yourself. I think you should say
I'm your entertainment. Yes.
Entertained.
I come in here to try and make people smile. How do I do, Captain? Do I make people smile in this group?
You do pretty good. You do pretty good, Rick. You do pretty good.
I am a cancer survivor. I'm a stage 3 cancer survivor. So I do get it. I do have the T-shirt. Actually, today I'm wearing an AnCan T-shirt.
Literally got the shirt on. So.
Yeah, which I don't usually do. That's usually Miss Alexa's job. So that's it.
She has to wear RMC on this night.
And I do. I wear my RMC shirts out quite a bit.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can see it. There it is.
Okay. All right. Well, I've got to dash out. I've got to go over to our multiple sclerosis group. So, if any of you have friends who have multiple sclerosis, we have a great group for that too. So you can send them over there. And if any of you are not receiving reminders, let Alexa know. We'll make sure you get signed up for reminders. And like I say, it's really a huge privilege to be able to support the RMC community. So
thank you.
All right. Goodbye.
Thank you, Rick.
All right. Well, I do believe that is everyone. Does anyone have any other questions, comments, anything for any of us?
I wanted to ask you, Hugo, where do they live? Where do you live, Hugo?
We're in the Northern California Bay Area, a city called Walnut Creek.
Okay.
But now,
I used to live in Walnut Creek. I just want to.
You know, that's great. You said you're from SoCal, so I was about to ask you, like, we're from SoCal. I'm from Los Angeles, so.
I'm from the Inland Empire originally.
Yeah, when you said that, I'm like, oh, okay, another SoCal person. We're from the San Gabriel Valley area. You know, we grew up in Alhambra, lived in Pasadena. Then we relocated to the Bay Area, Walnut Creek.
Mhm. Awesome. My brother still lives in, or actually he lives in Martinez right now. So just right around the corner from you. Small world, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Awesome. I just want to say, sorry, I don't know who was going to say something, but thank you everyone for sharing your stories. It's really helpful to know how you've all navigated it and are navigating it. And again, I think I want to speak on behalf of Ethan because he's not here, but it's just good to know that, um, like Danielle mentioned, the honesty sometimes is tough to swallow. I mean, they don't sugarcoat it when they tell you that, and when you go and look it up online and try to research yourself, it's just not something that I want to read. And so it just brings me joy knowing that there is light at the end of the tunnel, and we have walking proof that Brian and Andre are it. So um, I want to stay positive, and I hope everyone here stays positive, and I want to be a part of this journey with you, and I'll share all I can with you on Ethan. I'll try to get him on here too. I'll force him to get on here somehow.
Nah, I get it. Like, I didn't want to be on it when I first joined the group either. It takes time.
Yeah.
But okay. Well, thank you very much, Hugo. All right, guys. Well, if there's no, actually, Jett, something to say?
I see that you were about to wrap it up, so I was just preparing to say bye, but not right now.
All right, guys. Well, if there's no other questions or comments, I can go ahead and close it out. Just remember that we're all praying for you guys. We're all here for you guys. If you guys have any questions or anything we can do to help you guys, we're always here for you guys, and we're very happy that you guys made it to the meeting. So yeah, if you guys ever need anything, just let us know, and we'll do what we can to help you guys. Yep.
Great job, Brian. We're so happy.